Today we are driving south on Route 5 into Mountain View, Arkansas. Mountain View is 2 hours north of Little Rock. The population is around 3,000 people, although because it is such a big tourist attraction, it seems quite a bit larger than that. It is known as the folk music capital of the world. As such, there's lots of picking parlors all around town and live music every day. There's also a concert series held on the square where nationwide acts come to play. So I want to thank the Whitewater RV Park for allowing me to come visit the wonderful town of Mountain View, Arkansas, and make this video. This view is driving to the town square from west on Arkansas State Highway 66. This is not part of U.S. Route 66. Mountain View is in Stone County, Arkansas. I came up here in March, which is their typical off-season. The primary tourist season is from mid-April to late November. While I was here, the Folk Center, Stone County Museum, and the Arkansas Craft School were all closed. So you should come on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, as there are a lot of things that aren't open during the other days of the week. Some things are closed on Sunday and Monday, others are closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you want to get the full experience of Mountain View, come on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night. The main points of interest on the town square are the Chamber of Commerce, where you can get information on local tourist attractions and things that are happening while you are there. Mountain View Music, which is the main picking parlor in town and has some great ice cream. There's lots of shopping and restaurants on the town square, as well as some accommodations close by. They have live music at the courthouse on Saturday night from April through November. Lots of regional bands and some former American Idol contestants. There are two main festivals annually: the Arkansas Folk Festival, which is the third week in April, and the Bean Festival, which is the third weekend in October. From here we are going to go drive over the swinging bridge. Okay, now we are driving across what is called the swinging bridge. It was built in 1914. A 19-inch rain flooded out this bridge in 1982, but the cable supports were still here, so they were able to rebuild it just as a preservation effort. This is kind of an out-of-the-way road, but an extremely neat thing to check out here in Mountain View. There are a couple state parks worth mentioning in the area. The first is Blanchard Springs State Park, which has Blanchard Springs and the Blanchard Springs Caverns. Currently, with the environment, the caverns are closed, but it's still a pretty hike to the springs and to Mirror Lake. There is an old framework of an old mill at the park below Mirror Lake. If you want to see the old mill, you have to take the trail below the walkway to get to it. Additionally, a couple miles away, you have Gunner Pool, which was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s. There are several primitive campgrounds around the pool, and it's a pretty place to be camping. The other state park that's close by is the Ozark Folk State Park, which is a living history park. In some ways, it's similar to Williamsburg in Virginia and Vermilionville in Lafayette, Louisiana. They have individual shops that have various historic crafts that people perform, whether it is blacksmithing, stained glass, woodworking, pottery, quilts, candles, knives, soap, or a wide variety of different crafts. I was very fortunate to sneak in prior to their opening for the season, and I got to see the flame-blown copper jewelry. Here's an example of it as they heat up the copper to various temperatures. It changes colors. So they can paint different colors onto the copper depending upon how hot they make that area. It is a really fascinating process, and very beautiful work comes out of it. And this brings us to the thing that Mountain View is known for, which is the music. There's live music every single day someplace in town. If you go by the Chamber of Commerce, they have a list of who's playing where each day and at what time. This will give you an idea whether you are going to the Jimmy Driftwood Barn for music on Friday or Sunday nights. I understand that Jimmy Driftwood has a sign-up sheet that if you go out there and you want to play, you sign up as you walk in the door. The other big one that I know is the Picking Parlor at Mountain View Music, which is on the town square. The day I showed up, there was a large group of people there huddled up next to an outdoor stovepipe wood-burned fire that they had going, and there was live music going, and there's a little ice cream shop there, and plenty of places to sit. Just a nice place to hang out. The Chamber also has a list of all the artists playing at the courthouse on Saturday nights in season. So, as I mentioned earlier, there's quite a few American Idol contestants that show up here. So, anyhow, that's it for live music. There are lots of things to do in Mountain View. I've been starting out with the Barn Quilt Trail. I think Barn Quilt Trail started here in Stone County, Arkansas. There are several hung around the town square to enjoy. They're basically quilt patterns painted on large flat panels that are hung on the side of barns and buildings. You can pick up a map if you want to drive around to all the ones in the countryside and see what this type of artwork looks like. There's the Stone County Museum, which was originally built as a schoolhouse in 1928. It was put on the Arkansas list of historic places in 2004. In downtown, you have the Arkansas Craft School, which has year-round art classes being taught. But it looks like they also have a gift shop, which I couldn't confirm because they were closed while I was there. You have the option of going mountain biking on the Salamo Mountain Bike Trail. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. You can go to the OK Trading Post and schedule a horseback ride. I stopped here on my way back from Blanchard Springs State Park, and there isn't a lot of parking on site, but it looks like they have a lot of horse rides going out often, and a nice little gift shop there as well. You have the Locos Rope Zip Line course, which is right by the Ozark Folk State Park. You have the Pine Hills Golf Course, which is a 9-hole golf course that was built fairly recently. Out west of town is the Stone Drive-In Theater, where you could go catch a movie. I think that's primarily on the weekends, but I think they have a Facebook presence as well as a website that you can check that out for sure. There's also a place to ride go-karts in town, schedule a fishing trip on the rivers nearby, or taking a rafting trip. You have lots of things to do for the whole family in this neat little town. There are 3 restaurants I recommend in the area. The Wings Shack and Cheeseburger Grill. It's over by the Walmart. This reminds me of a Texas Roadhouse in design, and they have some good selections for sauces for your wings as well as wonderful cheeseburgers. If you are in town on a Tuesday, then I definitely recommend going to Los Locos Mexican restaurant. They have a delicious selection of various tacos at a reasonable price. And then what would be a everyday stop for me if I was in Mountain View for any length of time is at the Bushel and Peck Cafe. I ate here twice in the 3 days I was in town. Their breakfast is incredible, and they are conveniently located in downtown next to the Urban Forge. So the Urban Forge is what brings me to the next area of this video, and that's shopping in Mountain View. The Ironworks Galleria in Urban Forge is a handmade furniture company with items made from metal. It is conveniently located downtown and well worth your stop. The next place I recommend is the Dulcimer Shop, which is out by the Ozark Folk State Park. And what they do is they make handmade dulcimers here. You can stop in and see them being made, which is just some incredible artistry, and to look at the different dulcimers they finished that are for sale, as well as a wide variety of music played on dulcimers. The next place is Melon's Country Store. It's a nice place to pick up some candies for the kids. It is north of town on Highway 5. In downtown, Dude Ranch Boots is on the town square. It has a nice selection of boots to choose from. I almost bought a pair of shoes there, but didn't quite come around to doing that. Maybe when I go back. The final place that I would recommend is the Mountain Time Mercantile, which is a local spice shop grocery store. Definitely a good place to stop and pick up items, and they have a wide selection of things that you can choose from. You have a lot of accommodations in Mountain View to choose from. RV parks, cabins, bed and breakfasts, hotels and motels. Lots of you to choose from. I was fortunate to be invited to Mountain View by the Whitewater RV Park, which is what I'm driving through now. This is the original RV park in Whitewater, probably built in the 1960s. It is named after the Whitewater Creek that runs beside it. It is 1 mile from the Ozark Folk State Park. It is right next to the town sports park and a 18-hole frisbee golf course that has 3 different tees, so you can play it at various lengths. It is about a half mile from downtown, so easily within walking distance, and all of this makes it a very convenient place to camp. It does have some narrow spots to park, but outside of festival weekends, they don't put people in spots next to each other. And the thing is, all other parks in Mountain View are the same way. They have good, reliable internet and plenty of water pressure. The new owners also built a picking house, and so you have the opportunity of some live music on site without ever having to leave. I hope you will give this some consideration as a place to stay, and just want to say thank you very much for watching my video to the end, and have a great day.